Everybody take a seat.
You scared me. I was visiting.
I know. Would you please stand and join me in the flag salute by the invocation? I pledge allegiance
to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Lord, we come to you tonight with thanks in our heart for the great weather that we've had past week. We ask that you watch over this meeting, guide and direct everything we say and do for this association, to benefit it as well as each other. In Jesus' name, amen. Amen. Okay. Board had a chance to look over previous minutes? Yes. From when? June. Make a motion.
I make a motion. We
Approve minutes.
Second.
Mike second. All in favor?
Aye.
Financial
report. There are copies back on the table there if you wanted to get one. The snack bar, we're doing better than we did last year. Still losing money, but doing better than we did last year. Tank pumping, of course, we don't have a truck, so we're not doing pumping. So that's not doing very well. Golf course, we don't have greens right now, so that's not doing very well. The other category, we're up on that one. Administrative, we're not doing as well as we did last year. Security, not doing as well as we did last year. Bathhouse, the same. The pool, we're not doing as well as we did last year. General maintenance, same thing. And codes enforcement and miscellaneous, we're doing better. And then we're just a little off on, we're supposed to be zero on the net income. And last year we were 106, and this year we're about $9,700 now. That's it.
Any questions? Okay. Tracy.
Okay. I'd like to start off tonight by reminding everyone that I have been in my position for only 6 months. When I took over, I was handed a lot of unfinished projects.
Not like any other manager wasn't.
This is
Let her
not
speak.
something that is going to be fixed overnight or even in the 6 months that I have been here. I will say we've made great strides at getting some of the things fixed and completed, and we're moving in the right direction. I ask for your patience and for an opportunity to get it straightened out. My list is ever growing. Multiple things get added to it daily, and I have to prioritize those things. I'm one person. I can't be everywhere at once. I cannot fix everything at once, and we have a limited budget that we are working with. Also, if you have something you would like to discuss or bring to my attention, I am in the office Tuesday through Saturday, 8 to 4:30. My door is always open. I do take phone calls. I do return phone calls. And I would like to have face-to-face conversations so we can get some of the concerns resolved. Facebook is not the place to get things handled. Messaging me on my personal Facebook of an evening when I'm at home and my phone goes off constantly is also not okay. I'm in the office 8 to 4:30, and I'm happy to discuss these and figure out solutions, but there's a way to do it. I would also like to address issues happening with our bathhouses. I ask that everybody be respectful of our community property. Tearing up shower curtains and using them as toilet paper, not acceptable. Shoving shower curtains in the toilet to clog them, not acceptable. Ripping a toilet off the floor also not acceptable. Breaking the locks on the doors because you do not have a key, not acceptable. I mean, these are some of the things that we're dealing with on a regular basis that takes away from us being able to deal with other things. There's a lot of things that go on behind the scenes and things that we take care of. And it's just a few people that are gonna ruin it for everyone, and it's costing the association a ton of money in repairs, and it is weekly with both of our bathhouses up here and down below and at Hidden Valley.
Do you know who's involved? Oh,
We have gone back to temporary greens on the golf course. We are seeding them next week. I know several have had questions about peat moss and whether we're using peat moss, so I was gonna go ahead and address that. I've talked to our advisor and he says that they have gone away from peat moss. To grow the greens, it takes 90% sand and 10% organic matter. Our fertilizer and our greens mix is our organic matter. Once the seed is planted, it is a 10 to 21 days germination rate, depending on weather. So once they're seeded within, like at 21 days, we should see some grass growing on them. I know this is the route that we did last year and it did not go the way as planned. However, last year, we did it too late in the season. A week after we seeded, we were below freezing. And so that was one of our biggest issues. We have worked really hard. The maintenance department has worked really hard along with Brad to get them ready so that we can seed them next week and be within that time frame. So that is why we went back to the temporary ones, and he has assured us by spring we will have greens. We get them planted this week, or next week, sorry. For the assessments, the percentages, 73 of owned lots are paid in full, 11% of owned lots owe for just this year, 11% of owned lots have been turned over for collection, and 5% of owned lots, the owners are deceased. So we're still gaining on assessments being paid. We're still having them come in, and that number is getting better every week.
What's the number that goes past the year? Like 17 years, 10 years, 5 years, what's that number?
I would have to look that up.
Because that's a big number.
11%.
That doesn't, hang on.
So, the sales for the 4th of July weekend were up compared to last year. Hidden Valley Clubhouse sold $715.73 more than last year, and Sugar Valley Clubhouse sold $1,914.80 more than last year. We had the Redneck Golf Tournament in July. The clubhouse made $2,147 in business from the tournament. I don't have the exact figure of what they made from the donations, but with the donation money this year, they're going to work on landscaping around the clubhouse.
And why do we not have that
We
number?
are
Sandy,
taking
please.
applications for member services officer for the office. This is a full-time position. Member services officer bills and receives payments for assessments, transfers properties, and handles member questions and concerns, both in person and over the phone. Paige is going back to school. She was doing her college online. She's now going to be doing like an internship for a surgical tech, so she'll be in part-time to get this new position trained, and then she will be going full-time to college. And then lastly, I do want to thank all our staff members and all the employees for all the hard work they have done. Karen and I were talking in the office the other day. Karen did reach her 14 years with the company last week. I appreciate all her hard work. But we were talking, and Karen did mention that in her 14 years in the office and the length of time she's been here as a member, that she feels like the crew that we have now is one of the best crews that we have had for both the lake properties. So again, thank you to all the employees for your hard work. We would not be able to operate without you.
Thank you guys.
We got any old business?
We didn't meet last month, so we'll be the month on the fourth.
Do we have any old business? Executive session. Or subject. Go over on it. Legal,
Yeah.
board and legal.
Board and legal.
For
I don't know, 10 minutes,
15.
15 minutes.
15-minute executive session for legal advice.
I make a motion to go into executive session, 15 minutes. Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
So
We're
I
out.
wanna ask the
We're
attorney
out
a
for
question.
15.
I don't I don't
Make a motion, we go back into executive session for another 5 minutes.
I'll second.
5 or 10?
I thought it was 10.
10?
For employee relations.
10 minutes.
Second.
Wow.
I second. I second.
Okay, meeting will come back to order. We're done with executive sessions. Thank you for your patience. New business.
Any action?
No, no action. None. Committee reports. Any committees here to report tonight?
I would like to report on.
We got one back here.
Taco
He
Night
beat-
Saturday night with possible movies afterwards.
Oh, cool.
With possible.
Possible.
That's what she told me.
One at a time, please.
I wanted to mention, this is Donna Stevenson, I'm here from Sugar Valley, and I do the bagel here every second Saturday of the month. This month, we are going to try to do 2 Saturdays, starting this month. So we're going to have another session on the 26th from 4 to 6. And we're going to see how it goes. Sheets are coming up. I know it may not be the right time of the year to start this, so that's what I told my people, because they're the ones who are all wanting this, and we'll see how it goes, but that's kind of what the tentative plan is right now.
What date was that again?
The 26th of this month, and then it'll be the second Saturday of next month, and the 4th of it'll be the second and 4th Saturdays of the month.
Okay, thank you.
But we got holidays coming up, so. Well, you got-
Any other committees?
Audit committee will be meeting next month to go over the 4 months, second 4-month period, and we'll be reporting in October.
Okay. Okay. Brings us to open forum. As usual. Must be a member in good standing. State your name, which lake you're from. You have 2 minutes. If you haven't taken it to Tracy, please don't bring it to us. Tracy gets paid, we do not.
Okay, my name's David Klein, and I'm from Hidden Valley over there. What I want to say is that I want to thank Mr. Lauren Lynch. Over 4th of July weekend, the trash was piled up high and everything, and he did everything he could to get it cleaned out, okay? So I want to thank him on that. The second thing is, I hope Memorial Weekend's coming up. I hope you do the same thing.
Labor Day.
And then the third thing I got a dog problem over there, and so I don't know what we're gonna do on that. We're gonna have to discuss it or something. So, that's it. That's all I got.
Thank you.
Thank you, Dave.
Becky from Sugar Valley. I just have a statement I'd like to make. I would like to ask all the board members to act in an ethical manner and be unbiased, understanding that our association has a diverse population and comments made in public can have an adverse effect in our community. Remember, as board members, you are representing all members of our community. No matter what their race, gender, religion, or personal beliefs are. I sent an email to Eastwood and Tracy that I would like to have them both share with the other board members. I could also share this with the other board members as well, as I feel like this is pertinent for all board members to be aware of the situation that happened a few weeks ago. I would also like the board to take this under advisement, as the situation I feel is very pertinent and it is unethical of something that happened a few weeks ago.
I'd like to respond if I could to that. You say that the board, but the HOA, we the people have got to watch the way we talk and say things as well about other people. Not just these guys.
Okay.
These guys are appointed, and we're not appointed, we live here. So it goes both ways.
Thank you for listening to me.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Corey?
Corey Scott with Sugar Valley. I'll try to be quick, so I'm not trying to be, I'll be very brash and fast. So I was involved in a boat accident July 6th with one of my best friend's sons. I think a lot of people have heard about it. There are a lot of rumors flying around, so I'm here to clear up a lot of those. Thursday afternoon, we were the only people on the lake. My kids, my 4-year-old, my 7-year-old, his kids, his 6-year-old, 12-year-old, and 3 other kids, 3, 5, and 9 on the boat. Normal day tubing, accident happened. I'm not suing the nations. I've heard that I'm suing the nations because they're not too big. I'm not suing them. The nations aren't suing me, from what I've understood, talking to one nation. There was no alcohol involved. I spent about 45 minutes with a local cop who's actually the nation's son, grandson, nephew, along with Kansas Parks and Wildlife. So if anybody thinks I was drinking, drunk, I would like to think you have common sense to think that the police would have probably smelled that on me and arrested me if something happened. I've made all amends to the family to pay for everything, to pay for the nation's dog, for everything. If you've never hurt one of your friend's kids, I hope you never do. It's probably one of the worst feelings in the history of how I felt. With that being said, I gave everybody my email. I told anybody that wants to meet and discuss rumors, I'll be up here. I have nothing to hide. With that being said, I'm not going to let my name get drugged through the mud. About a week later, there was another boating incident, I guess, about midnight. Somebody was driving a boat on the lake, drunk, doing figure eights. Security came over the next day to speak with a few of the neighbors. Security had heard it was me. These dock owners heard it was me. I sent Tracy our camera footage. I sent Tracy everything I could to validate that I was in bed by 9:30 that night. I don't like having to defend myself for something when I was doing when I was sleeping. I know I'm the low-hanging fruit right now, which is perfectly okay. I'm a big boy, I can wear it. With that being said, I've owned a house. I've been down here since I've been 2 years old, from 40. I've owned a house down here since 16. I've owned a boat on the lake since 14. Correct me if I'm wrong. I don't think I've ever done anything on this lake outside of the accident that I've been reported for, I've been drunk driving for, anything. So, like I said, I know my name's fresh. I know it's the hot name right now. Everybody knows who I am. I speak my mind. Some call me an asshole. I say I'm passionate. So, please reach out to me. Anything you have to do, reach out to me, please. I have nothing to hide. I will.
How's the little kid that got
They're
hurt?
both doing great. Actually, so he's with Patrick Mahomes today. Braxton that broke his leg.
Awesome.
His dad Dalton. Yeah, I have a picture of it. So he said he's on his crutches with next to Patrick Mahomes in the spring. Yeah, so both kids are perfectly okay. One kid broke.
So what happened? There was rumors, head trauma, all that. There was a broken leg and what?
So I'll tell you exactly what happened. The lake can go counterclockwise, right? Thursday, 4 o'clock in the afternoon, we were the only boat on the lake. We had saw Nation's yellow boat on the lake too. So when you go around, so if you're coming from the south end of the lake, where you go left, so you kind of cut into the Nations as you go left, I had the 2 older kids who were 12 on the tube. They wanted to get thrown off. So instead of going directly into Nations Cove, I did a circle, and I wanted to go pull them out of there. Alvarez Marines are working on my boat. I have 2 engines in my boat. A spark plug fouled. I've been fouling for like 3 days. So when I got around the turn and tried to pull them out, my engine fouled, I couldn't pull them out. They swung into the dock. I'm not a super religious person, but the only people on the whole lake that day were sitting on that dock, and one of them, I think his name was Caden, said that he is a trained EMT or his friend was a trained. So no head trauma, but it happened in a weird way. Braxton was life flighted. He broke his femur. Declan, the other kid, had like 3 stitches right here and 3 behind his ear, and that was it. There was no head trauma, nobody suing anybody, none of that stuff. I feel horrible. I have a lot of insurance. It's paying every bill that is coming for those families. So, like I said, it's a very traumatic situation for them and for me. So if you have questions, call me, email me, text me. Don't talk behind my back. Like, that will piss me off. Like, I will have an adult conversation with anybody that wants to have it. Go ahead.
Were you in the no-wake zone?
No.
Because that's what I heard.
Yeah, exactly. No.
I was
So,
2 docks down.
then you would have seen I wasn't in the no-wake zone.
Well, I wasn't there when the accident happened. I was there.
Anybody, is that all you got, Corey?
That's all.
All right, thank you.
So I just said that.
Parker,
Darcy Wilson,
Wait your
Sugar
turn.
Valley.
you're next.
Okay, thank you.
Just in reference to the statement that was made earlier, I myself have fell victim to wrong statements that were made, so nothing against the board, in actual defense of the board. What was said was, I can back that that's not true. I have been a victim of lies from another board member and his wife
and so, of lies that were said about myself and my husband on Facebook. So I think that, like Cindy said, it goes about everyone. And if you have a question, bring it to us. Because things have been posted from other board members, and those board members were not chastised on what were lies, like we were. So I get your facts straight before you start posting things on Facebook.
Okay.
Yes.
Cindy Spiker, Sugar Valley Lake. I have several questions that I would like to ask. When there was a post that was posted, that I posted on the website.
We're gonna ban Facebook at this lake.
No. I asked a legitimate question of, was the position being vacated, or was it a new position coming with the one that you discussed? And then there was several things said back and forth between me and another person. And if my question would have just been answered, it wouldn't have went on. Why was all of that deleted off of there as the admins? The only admins are you and Karen. Every time anything has ever come up on there, and I know you guys, you have said it before, you want good things on there, that you want everybody to see Sugar Valley Lake's a good place. But you come in on Payne Road and you see Leon's house that's been burnt down for the last 4 months. What are you gonna do about that? We got weeds that are 4 and 5 foot tall in normal residential areas, not even HOAs. Your yard cannot get that high, or they come in and mow it and charge you. So why do we have to put up with that when we are paying, these salaries? And what are you gonna do about Leon's? Why is it things when I retaliate, because I felt like I was being singled out on something, that gets deleted? What are you guys gonna do? When we ask questions, we always hear, we're working on it. The next month, we're working on it. I know it takes time, but this house has been burnt down. There's grass out there that's 4 to 5 foot weeds everywhere. You can't even see around corners. What are you guys gonna do about it? Is the association, you guys responsible? Can you answer these questions we have?
Leon's house is going through probate right now, so it's still tied up in court. We cannot touch his property. Okay, sorry. Yeah, so Leon's house is still going through probate since he was deceased in the fire. We legally cannot touch or do anything to that property till it goes through the court system. Until we find out if his parents are gonna get it, if it's gonna go back to county, go back to us.
6 months.
Because, the deal with that one house where the county came in, and that place was cleaned up in 24 hours. Why?
Right, but that was a different scenario. That wasn't a deceased member. This has to go through court. Probate can take 6 months to a year. I mean, it can take a long time, but it has to go through court, and legally we cannot touch that property until it's through
Now,
probate.
my next thing I had was,
Hurry.
okay, well, she responded.
Yeah, but you've
We-
got a long time.
You guys have talked about getting with security. I got with you. Did you get with her and do anything on that guy's tag that I gave you that dumped all that crap down at the dump station? That Missouri truck, the color, the Missouri tag and everything that I sent to you?
I don't know if they don't have any way to run a tag, man.
Okay, then,
They won't run a tag for me.
you guys, as
They don't work.
several of you have said, Dave, you've said it, your wife has said it, other board members, contact security, contact security, contact security. I called them when it was going on, gave him the tag number. If he has no way to do anything, why are we paying him $30,000 a year to do a job that he can't do anything? Why are we reporting to him if nothing can be done? That is a question I think a lot of us have. Why can nothing be done, and why are we paying him that kind of money and all of his gas, his cell phone? If that
Insurance.
stuff's being paid for. That, yeah, look at your clock, I got my time.
We timed him.
He's-
So,
He's not a
Doesn't matter.
sheriff's officer,
okay.
okay? He
Okay.
works as security out here.
And has no
And he
legal
makes-
jurisdiction, is that correct?
He makes the rounds, and keeps an eye on things. And he has stopped a lot of things that's been going on. I know for a fact.
Should be able to talk to the sheriff and get the tag.
You can
Yes.
talk to the sheriff, but
You're not doing
they
your job.
will or will not give the tag to you. You know, I mean, depends on the sheriff too.
Great coffee over here. I mean, I guess I'm not understanding if he cannot physically stop some of these things, why are we paying? You said something.
Do you want him here or do you not want
He
him
can
here?
deter, he still helps deter things, okay? I mean, just with his presence out there, that is what, he can deter a lot of, you know, there's still shit's gonna go on. I don't care with everybody here, with everybody even watching, it's gonna go on. I
But
mean, you
then
can't
do
be
what
there.
you guys say, call him and.
Well, he's got contacts with the sheriff's department.
And he can use
If he
them.
needs them, he's got the action to do it, okay? I mean, but if somebody got in his face and was gonna physically assault him, yeah, he'd be on the phone.
Oh, of course,
Okay.
True.
of course.
Richard Brink, Sugar Valley. I don't have anything to bitch about. Okay, I don't have a pole on my lot, okay, but the neighbors have a pole, okay, which is.
One lot over.
One lot over, okay. I'm wondering if, can I get permission to, because it's totally on their property, it'll be on the right of way of the road, to trench in from the pole to my property.
You'll get them in trouble with the electric company.
Excuse me?
You'll get them in trouble with the electric company. You have to have a pole on your property. Your meter, your electric meter has to be on your property.
So
Follow me?
if I can get electric company to waive that, would it be okay to do it?
One time I run service lines, do trenching underground, and I brought conduit up to a pole, and I actually put it on the wrong side of the pole, on the wrong side that he didn't own. They wouldn't hook it up.
So it's not an issue with you, it's an issue with
It's
the
the utility company.
Okay. So
If you get blessed from them come back and talk to us about trenching in the rock.
Okay, so it's their decision.
Yes.
Not necessarily yours.
Your meter
Because
will have to be
there
on your
is-
property.
There is utility right of way on the road.
Sure.
Correct?
Well, if they.
Okay, that's all I wanted to know, is I'm just trying to figure out where to start, because I have solar and it sucks.
Quiet, please.
I'm Kenny Otto, and Gary Smits and I are both here, and we both sat in that same chair where David is, and we know that it's a pretty thankless job. So I'm not here to talk about Facebook or anything like that. I'm thanking you for listening. But I want to say that, and I know a lot of you know Tim O'Neill. Tim O'Neill, Gary, Randy Martin and I have been working pretty hard. We understand that there's a $30,000 anonymous donor that said that they would give $30,000 for the golf course if they could get some matching funds. Tim has been calling a lot of people. We talked. Gary and I both said we'll give $1,000. So Tim is convinced that we can get that $30,000 without any problem. He's almost there already. But along that same thing, and Tracy kind of addressed this. One of the things is, a lot of these guys are saying, we've been pretty patient for 2 years Last year we paid full price to golf. This year we're paying half price. We're not really getting much of the product. So I guess what we're wanting to do is that next 21 days after that done, we want to know what we are going to do. Because guys like Gary and I are committing more money above others. So that's the only thing I wanted to say about that. I love my country, my God, and my family, but I think a lot of Sugar Valley. And if you see this table sitting right out there, that was dedicated to my son. And we spent $1,500 on that after our senior tournament that we have every year. Last year we donated almost $400 for grass seed. So that's senior golfers that we go different places, and at the end of this 3-day tournament they donate. And you got one guy sitting right up there that made a donation to it too. So we're pretty serious about, we want to have golf. Now, I have one more thing I want to say on that. This year, when we have my family little tournament we have, on the day, around the day that we lost Chris 4 years ago, we wanted to come out here and play golf, and it wasn't in very good shape. It was in July, and I think anybody that knows anything, it's hard pressed to find a place that you can putt on any of the greens. But it kind of upset me when I had to pay, I paid for all the kids. 5 of them were non-members. I paid 5 non-member green fees. 1 was a member. I paid his green fee. And I had to pay full price for that, for the product that we had out there. And I understand we're still paying full price if somebody wants to play. Doesn't affect me, because right now, I'm not playing out here anyway. I'll be honest. We're going other places, guys are. Most everybody. I think there was like 4 guys tried to play down here the other day, Mark was one of them. But on that note, and it doesn't really affect me, I just think that's wrong that we would charge somebody a full price to go play it. Because we can go, just some of the golf courses we've been going to, Fort Scott charges us $25, and that's for a card. Pittsburgh charges us $25, and they're both 18-hole courses, and that's for the card. We can go to Girard on Friday and play $17.50 to play down there. On a normal day, it's $25. Nevada's $31. Nevada's another one that's an 18-hole course. I'm just saying that's not right. But we do want, if we're going to contribute this $30,000 to match that grant, I think we're kind of expecting something to be done on the golf course. And it sounds like, Tracy, you've got that done, and I hope it works. But after that's seeded in 21 days, we better have a product. Thank you.
You got something else? You got something else?
I'll talk about the redneck question real quick.
Okay. Corey's going to talk about the redneck
Yeah,
tournament.
somebody asked about redneck. So redneck, this was our 5th year doing it. One of the ambassadors.
Quiet, please.
One of the ambassadors of the redneck called me today, asked me if I was going down for it, and he had said he had heard some rumblings that people were mad about it, not happy about it, complaining about it. So once again, I want to open up any questions. Like Tracy or anybody can confirm if I'm wrong, but I don't think there's ever been anything damaged to the redneck. I don't think anybody's broke anything. And if I misunderstood Tracy the numbers, didn't you say we raised more money on redneck weekend than we did on July 4th weekend this year?
Yes.
It was like 21. Yeah, it's like we're trying to do a lot of good things for the community. We put that new sign out there. You guys see the new metal sign that's out there? We put about $10,000 in the kitchen. We put a couple $1,000s in landscaping. So we probably put about $25,000 in the year in the last 5-ish years. So once again, it's a great tournament. It's fun. It's not meant to piss people off in this community. So if people have problems, go to the source, have a conversation. Don't put something passive aggressive on Facebook. Like a lot of the people here are probably more similar to you than you know. Have a conversation with them versus just pointing fingers and assuming you're right and they're wrong.
Russell Gray, Sugar Valley. Some of you here know me, some of you may not. If you don't, hi, nice to meet you. There was an issue that came up and I want to address the issue. However, when I address the issue, I want to address it as for the entire community, not at that individual. I know that individuals have certain ways that they feel about things, about the way things should go, the way people should be. But the last time I checked, this is a community that involves all, correct?
I agree.
We all fall under the American flag, so we're all American citizens here, correct? We're all endowed by the same rights and privileges. With that being said, this community doesn't work if we don't work together, period. Red, yellow, black, white, orange, polka dot with a hairpin top. It doesn't work unless we work together. There are people who feel that things need to stay the way that they used to be. I can tell you myself, and you're saying you've had things previously on you. I can tell you myself, I grew up in the 80s and 90s, and I still had a cross burned in my mother's yard. But you know what? I learned growing up that the only way to defeat that mindset is to be the better person that they didn't speak about. So I want you all to know, as members of this community, as brothers and sisters within this community, it is the responsibility of every one of us to look after each other. Whether you're bored, whether you just come up here for the weekends. You pay your dues, you do what you're supposed to do as a community member. We watch out for each other when people come into the community that shouldn't be here. Look how the community rallied when that gentleman came in and did that damage a couple weeks ago. There was no, oh, let's find red, yellow, black, white. It was, hey, we know it's this guy. As a community, let's pull together. This is our community. We pay to live here. All of us pay to live here. We deserve the same respect that you should be receiving yourself. The golden rule, treat others as you want to be treated. Amen. So this is our house. This is Sugar Valley and Hidden Valley's house. It's not one group or one culture or anyone else's house. We take care of each other. We've got to. Or there will be people coming from the outside that want to come in and do damage to what these individuals here are working to build. What you as individuals are expecting to see. You can't have that nice golf course if we can't take care of ourselves in the first place. We've got to bond together. This is our house. I give my time back to the board.
Thank you.
Mine's quick and easy. The whistle that we've had an issue
Name.
with. Matt Davis, Sugar Valley. The whistle in front of our house for the last 3 years has not been replaced. It is not our whistle. It is the HOA's road whistle. We were told that there was not money in the budget for this year. The issue is we're getting ready to list our house. It is washing out our driveway. And if I have to put gravel down again and it gets washed out again, there's going to be an issue.
Okay.
So it is on the corner of Pine Drive and whatever that next street is. I think you know where it is, Dave. We've gone out and dug it out with the tractor, trying to get it to hold as much water, and all it's doing is bringing it back further and washing even more gravel out.
It's plugged.
It's solid. All
Plug.
we tried running everything through it.
12 inch.
Yeah.
12 inch.
Is it 12? I think it's smaller.
Well, there's still one
I think it's like
in
a
there.
10.
Okay.
At
Jolita.
Jolita Park, Sugar Valley. Tracy already addressed Leon's burnout place. The lights down at the campground are still not working. The renters you had down there, I guess they moved out today because their camper's gone, but they had been leaving the bathroom door open. Whatever happened to Jimmy John's place? Is that still in the course or whatever? Or where's Whatever happened to Jimmy John's place? Is it still, I mean, it's cleaned up a little bit, but it's still a
Yeah,
junk
it
pile.
went through the court system and they gave him X amount of time and I think he still has another court date coming up.
Okay, and then what about Little Timmy's place?
I don't even know these.
Little Jimmy?
You speak up, we cannot hear you.
Little Timmy's place?
I'm not sure on Culbertson's.
Okay, and then, 10 Meadowview Drive, Plat 7, Lot 9, which is on Mike Street, as you turn the corner. It's owned by Empire Rentals LLC out of Osawatomie. It's a piece of shit and fallen down. I've been mowing the front yard of it. And then
10 Meadowview Drive and what?
10 Meadowview Drive, Plat 7, Lot 9.
Okay.
Okay.
Right as you turn the curve to go to your
Right as you
place?
turn the curve to go, there's an empty lot from, the people from Arkansas own that and mow it. Then there's the shit pile.
Okay.
It's a modular home and it's just all messed up bad.
Okay.
And then, let's see, oh, 94 South Park Drive, Plat 9, Lot 84 and 85. It's owned by Jason Shade. And they have, right behind them, on Meadowview Drive is relatives of mine that own a little cabin. And anyway, they had started a fire there at like 2 in the morning. This was a couple months ago. And that shit pile hadn't been cleaned up either. So I'm just wondering about the shit piles, and that's it.
Nothing about the pool?
Anyone else?
Giving it back?
Got our pool.
You think you?
Oh, I've thanked them a long time ago for the pool.
You do it every month.
Okay, I make a motion to adjourn.
Oh, man.
Just one real quick one. So,
Didn't see your hand up, sorry.
so Rita, you did not say one word about the graveyard you usually do.
No, I don't, that's Sherry.
Oh, that's right, okay. So I don't know if anyone's gone by and checked, but just want to say thanks to Mike Iverson, Jerry, everyone that's been included. I don't know if anyone's noticed, but there is a lot on. It's definitely getting cleaned up. So just want to say thank you to you guys. I know you put a lot of hard work into it. Mike, I know you have too. It's getting there. There's not much left, and you guys are doing a good job.
We had 18 vehicles when we started. There's down to 12. 2 of those are owned by a individual. She's going to get them out of there. She's got some things in she wants to get out. There's a boat trailer with a name on it. We've already talked to them a couple of times. He's going to get that out. That'll be down to 9. And I've talked to the attorney. We got a plan we're going to work on to get the other 9 out.
One of those boats was parked on Oak Drive on the easement. And it looks terrible there.
The one that says Bud Crumb on the
No,
side of it? I
all
seen
the
it
crumb,
come
but all the
down.
crumb boats are out.
But they're parked
They're out on the
east.
street.
And now they're on
They're
our road.
parked along the road.
Okay.
Not the trailer, the big black trailers.
Or they're
Yeah, what about the
blades
big
in
black
that
trailer?
Yeah, the big black trailer.
That we've only been bringing up for 6
Okay, so
months.
is there
He's
any
been
place-
fined. He's been fined. So I,
And what are we
Yeah.
gonna do about it? He's not, he's gonna sit there and make our property look horrible, we want a good image, it's not a good
One
image.
that will be looped.
Are you guys planning on doing
into
anything with that land there, or just leave it vacant?
the what?
Where the graveyard
The
is?
graveyard?
Just leave it
Haven't
vacant?
talked about it yet. We gotta get cleaned out first.
Don't know if there's any ideas.
Would be nice to do something for the kids.
Okay. What?
We shouldn't be allowing people to put them back on their property and have it on their property.
That's a whole nother deal. Okay. I've got a motion. Can I get a second?
Second.
All in favor? Aye. Thank you very much.